you ready?
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another seasonal. I forget. This is the
Winter 2022. This is, I guess, the
no.
Not the roundup.
Is this the roundup or is this
no, it's
the
not
other
the
one?
It's not the roundup.
No, it's it's seasonal roundup and seasonal wrap up.
The other part's gonna.
Okay,
be the roundup.
so this is the
So it's
roundup.
still part of
Got
the same
it.
thing.
I fucking forget.
I mean, we've only done one wrap up because the only person on the Weeb Club who actually got around to finishing seasonal shows is no longer with us. So
Crafts,
I could do them alone.
I would watch a solo Craftsdorf seasonal wrap up. That would be entertaining. Speaking of, just to get the question out of the way, what did you
very
give?
Smart and funny.
Out of 10, what did you give the cute girl show that you loved?
I gave it an 8. It was really cute and fun, and I liked it. And I caught up to the manga, and I'm sad because I'm caught up to the manga, and there's no more.
All right, I respect it.
Wait. Is this still your favorite seasonal, or did Osama ranking finally surpass it?
Osama ranking put on an opening that got onto my 3x3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I asked you again, because I know someone has asked you, and you said, no, I still like Senpai, but now you've been like even more on Osama.
But now it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Now Osama ranking is my favorite show from that season. Yes.
Let's go. All right. So I have the list randomizer up. I am going to randomize it, and I'm going to read the results for the draft. Y'all know how this goes. This is our multiple time. I swear to God. So, okay. I just randomized it. You know, I told you all before that I wanted first pick.
You got first pick.
I got first pick. Swear to God, didn't randomize it multiple times. I swear to God, I pressed it once. But
you're just letting your rat show, aren't you? Lying?
I did. I'm not lying.
This is like when the rats got blamed for the plague. What the
If
heck?
if I had cheated it, I would not have laughed like that. That laugh was absolutely because it was fucking honest and real and true. So here's the order. Y'all know how this works. Both, y'all, as in, the two of y'all, and also the audience. This is our third time doing it. We draft the shows. Later on, we're going to watch them, and we're going to talk about them. So, the order is me, and then Crafts, and then none.
Okay, I'm just glad that it's not the exact same order as last time, because last time I think it was Vindy, then None, then Crafts.
Are you sure? I feel like I'm always last.
Yeah, but
you were in the mid. No, you were in the. I feel like you're always last
unless
you take so long to make your picks.
Unless you have a show,
real quick.
Yeah, unless you have a show that you really want to watch, I honestly think being last is better. Because, I wanted
have
first.
2 shows that I'm going to for sure try to pick.
I have first because I have a show that I really wanted to watch. And so I really wanted that. But otherwise, I would much rather be third pick.
I'm pretty sure you're going to pick what I was going to pick.
My first pick absolutely is going to be what you're going to pick.
Yeah, definitely.
It's, how did you write it in the, okay, yeah, it's, Sono, Bisque, Dole. It's, My Dress Up Darling.
Kill yourself.
Is my first pick because I've seen screenshots of the manga and this girl is hot.
Okay. All right. So for my first pick, I'm going to pick, it's called Doll's Frontline on Mal, but it's actually Girls Frontline. There's some fucking good ass porn.
Wait, the Girls Frontline anime is coming out? Dude, yeah. Let me tell you what, the lady in Girls Frontline, that's like your little main menu lady that like you do your pulls from, is hot as fuck.
Yeah, it's a gacha game anime. I didn't pick it expecting it to be good. I picked it because
red-haired lady got a fucking porn. Also UMP 45 very good. Wazoo very good. Yeah, good ladies.
Sad.
I don't recognize their names. I just recognize their tits.
That's because you've never played Call of Duty.
None. Go ahead.
This actually wasn't the other show that I was thinking of as the 2 I was gonna pick, but I just noticed it because I didn't notice it before. But Akebi-chan.
Fuck! I just saw that and I was gonna pick it. God damn it!
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that was tied for second place on the seasonal poll.
I mean, you can go ahead and pick your thing.
It's literally you pick twice. It's a draft.
Oh.
You're third, so you pick twice.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Nun's been in the middle both for all the prior times, I think. I don't think he's ever had been it. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know.
Ninjala's my next pick.
Ninjago?
Ninjala.
Oh!
Terrible fucking game, but I'm sure that the anime could be fun. Not actually terrible game, but pretty not actually. I very much let me down as a game.
Unfortunate. I know I recognize it only because you're the only person I've actually seen talk about it when I was like transcribing the list and stuff. So I'm picking Tribe 9, which none fucked up. It's Danganronpa team. We're talking same character designer, same writer. It's like fucking Akudama Drive again. So,
did you cry a little bit when he left it up? When you realized? No, don't worry about it.
Okay. So, I gave None 2 chances to pick it. I did, just his research failed.
Oh. I think my entire list has been thrown all out of whack of what it definitely has. Oh my god. I know what my next pick is. All right. I'm taking this Kaijin Kaihatsu show. Kaijin.
What the fuck is this?
Kaihatsu.
Monster Development Department? Okay.
No. Hot ladies. That's all I got to say.
Okay, looking at the premise, this is like...
These girls are hot.
You watched Flashman? Like, it's like, okay, what if the bad guys were cute girls? And they fought, like, they make the monsters, and they're monster
These girls are hot. These girls are hot.
Like, I'm seeing in the foreground, there's a Toku hero with a sword, it looks like. Or maybe it's not a Toku thing. Maybe it's supposed to be a fantasy thing. But that's my first thought. And she's got a Mario hat for some reason.
Now here comes the problem. I'm going to leave it up to y'all, all right? Do I make a meme pick or do I make a serious pick?
How much fun? Like, is the meme pick way funnier? Like, funnier than the thing that looks actually good is good to you?
I don't know. I'd say about equal.
Flip a coin.
I
mean, you're not gonna finish the shows anyway, so like.
All right, I'm gonna take Sasaki to Miyano. Give me my gay boy show. I will take this because I feel like I always have to take the fucking.
Boys love pick.
I always take the boys love shows. Every goddamn time.
This is something that you're interested in.
Don't talk to me like that. Wait, I don't see this on the thing.
What is it?
I'm not saying yet.
Okay, well, because if it's one of the short shows, then it wouldn't be on the thing. Just saying.
Wait, is it a short show?
This is the longest I've ever taken on a pick.
Wait, I think it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken the boys love show from you. I apologize. Fuck, I think it is a short
I'm going to pick Leadale. I don't know how it's pronounced. No Daichi nite. Isekai-ish thing, it looks like. Based on the premise, it reminded me of the Mother's Rosario arc a little bit. But,
which one?
Leadale. World of Leadale. It's a
okay.
Thing.
That's not the isekai I wanted.
Actually, no. Or it's an MMO, VR MMO thing.
Yeah.
So.
That's not the isekai I wanted. You're good.
Oh, so you wanted an isekai.
Kill yourself.
I'm just saying, you shouldn't have narrowed it down in case I
forgot that the way Nun picks in this is he just tries to take shows he thinks other people are going to watch.
And then guesses wrong.
Hey.
Wait, do you have the Precure show on here?
No, because I don't really like it. It's not going to air until fucking February anyway.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it wasn't going to air till February. Never mind.
Even if I did put it on, because I don't really consider that it's on the seasonal list, but since it doesn't really follow the seasonal anime cycle, fair. I don't really consider Precure a seasonal anime in the normal way.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it goes for a full year anyway, so it's like it doesn't count.
See, I'm trying to think because I was between two things. I guess I'll take Hakozume.
Wait, which one's that? Hold on. Fuck, I had that open. Shit,
the one gay police one.
Fuck! It was gay? God damn it.
I think Mathis brought it up, and she buys Yuri manga that she catch her eye. I don't know if it's actually gay or if it... I mean, it's at the very least about, the main characters are 2 female cops, so...
Damn. I'm not going to say anything about me picking that one. Don't say anything.
Anything.
Whose pick is it?
Yours again.
I swear to fucking God, no.
Is it like that every time?
You will always pick 2 in a row. That is how a draft works.
The people at the start and the end both get 2 picks in a row. So Vindy picks twice, you pick twice, I pick once. But I go in between you guys, so yeah.
Sad. That just sounds like the worst then.
It's literally how every single professional sport in the world does a draft because it is the most fair way to draft.
Well, shit. I was going to use the time that I thought I was gonna have to decide what I wanted.
This fucking guy.
Unfortunate.
I guess
Literally
Slow
the
Loop?
third time. Clearly doesn't listen to anyone else.
Wow, you
Slow Loop?
successfully picked a show I was thinking about.
I was thinking about it too.
Sad.
This is like the third fucking cute girls fishing anime I've heard about. I swear to God.
All right, here we go. I got my picks lined up.
Yeah, but it's my turn, so...
Fuck! Kraftsdorf. Hey, homie me out, all right, King? Don't pick either of my two.
Well, now you're making me want to pick either of your two.
No.
Like, I wouldn't have thought about it if you didn't.
One of them is the most obvious Vindy pick of all time. If you take it, I'm killing myself. I know you're laughing because I know you know what it is. I know you're looking
exactly
at it. I know your eyes are right on it, and I know you're about to take it from me.
I'm just like, I'm trying to decide
it
if...
is. I'm pretty sure.
Like, we all know it's Futsal Boys. The question
Fuck
is,
you, fuck you, fuck you. Don't tell anyone my pick.
It was obvious, Vindy.
I left it up because I didn't think anyone else would take it.
But now you're teasing us, so, no, I'll pick the, actually, maybe it's not Boys Love. Koroshi Ai, which is fucking some bullshit I'm gonna drop in one episode.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! All right, I'm gonna take Futsal Boys, and then I'm gonna take Fantasy Bishojo
With the really long time.
Fuck you. That was one I was thinking about. See, I was thinking about it, but what held me back was like, the studio has made literally nothing else other than this. I was like,
Oh,
I don't give a fuck. Bitch looks cute as fuck in this key art. All right,
it's my turn. Fuck.
Yeah, I know you're not used to people making their turns quick as shit. Lickety
I'm also not used to
split.
being in the middle. I think I know what I'm gonna pick. Let me double check. Yeah, it's not. I'm gonna pick Ryman's Club because it's like really late into the like watching, and I don't trust you guys to not procrastinate.
I was gonna pick that next.
So I'll at least pick the show that comes latest, so that I'll have watched everything by then. So, yeah, go ahead
I'm
and
kill myself.
Was that what you were gonna take?
No, I saw. So with Fantasy v Shoujo, I saw that it said OLM Team Yoshika, but I wasn't sure if it was like connected to that OLM, and I looked it up, and it is.
What OLM? I actually don't know who you're talking about.
They're the people who make Pokemon and made Komi-san.
Oh, get fucked.
Kill yourself.
all the shows that are left kind of look like dog.
That's literally not true.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I will.
Hold on, let me check. I have something, but I need to make sure if it was not.
I swear to God, I'm looking at some of these and I do not see them on goddamn. What the fuck show is this?
Is it a short?
Actually, no, I don't want to pick that.
Oh, you just shortened an entire ass name into a one word.
Oh, did I?
Oh, how hot is this lady? Wait, how hot is this lady? Show me a full screen of her tits! Okay, I want this. Yeah, I want this. I want this. Wait, maybe not?
There's so many
anime
anime based on like mobile games on here. I'll take Atasha Kawajiri.
Yeah, there you go, Krafts.
Wait, what?
What is that?
Oh, okay. I thought.
Is it a short? What is the show? I'm just making sure it's on the list that's on the bottom.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Mal. I did not check out the list.
Yeah, that's fine. No. But what?
Yeah, that one I did. It's not.
On
the list. I'm predicting it's going to be a short anime. Because the manga is only one volume and it's 12. The TV show is going to be 12 episodes. So.
Oh, okay.
So I expect it to be a short. So it's not on a list. Sorry.
Same reason I can't pick On Air Dekinai.
Yeah. Or
even though he looks silly.
Irodori Midori, which is also short.
Fuck, that's a short. I wanted to pick it. Fuck me. I'm cringing.
Oh my god. I'll take Ryman's Club.
I already picked it.
Oh. God,
oh my fucking god, this guy. You're so bad at the draft every time.
There's a list on the shared doc that you can just like look down and see there's the shows that are left.
Why hasn't anyone taken this show yet?
Okay, I'll take Q.
Okay, what's your next pick?
I need to write it down. Can you calm down? What the fuck?
You're making poor Kraftsdorf kill himself, editing out pauses.
This is how it normally goes.
Doesn't make it okay, sir. Die is still going?
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know what, like, it's like, they're in the war arc, and I think, like, they still have, like, less than, just somewhat, we only just hit the halfway point, like, later in the last, like, season.
Well, I'm not even surprised that, like, okay, I'm partially surprised it hasn't ended yet, but also that, like, it hasn't taken a break yet.
No, nothing aside from normal, just like week, And,
Yeah. No, I know. I'm surprised. Because, I mean, I don't know if the show still looks really good, but I know I mean, I thought it looked pretty good when we watched it. So.
No, it's been pretty consistent.
Oh, okay.
Tokyo 24Q.
All right. That's fine. That was almost one of my picks, but I didn't take it. It's fine. Thank you. You left up what I wanted to watch anyways.
I will pick Requiem of the Rose King.
Oh my god, y'all are my heroes. All right.
Picking?
I got it. Give me a second. I got to find the name.
I know one of them.
You literally don't. You're literally making shit up.
Yeah, because I fixed it so that you don't.
Okay, well that's true.
This big title into one word.
That's true.
That was the second line of a big title. Idiot.
Okay, don't be toxic to me, okay? I'm gonna take Kenja no Deshi wo Nanaru Kenja, whatever she professed herself pupil of the wise man.
Anyway.
They look cute. And then I am gonna take this debt show, Tensai OG.
Yeah, the Genius Prince raising a nation out of debt. You seem to pick those. Like, what was the one that was like that?
Realist Hero.
Yes, that was the one.
Look, it's not my fault they always have hot girls in the,
You just deleted 2 shows, Vindy.
Fuck! I literally didn't.
Yeah, you did. You deleted Sabikui Bisco.
Oh, you're right. Don't talk to me.
I'll fucking pick Sabikui Bisco, whatever.
I was gonna pick that next!
Well, you deleted it, so you lose.
That's why I deleted it, so you wouldn't see it. Then Manji?
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I guess I'll pick Gensou. And I will pick... I guess I'll pick Shikkakumon.
What the fuck did you just say, call me?
It's the strongest stage with the weakest crest. And I guess there's only one... Okay, I messed with this counter because I thought we got 8 each.
Hey, sometimes being first pays off.
I'm just going to go... Or maybe... Okay.
So
I'm just going to count through the shows real quick. One.
Son Bisque from me. Sono Bisque. Fuck you.
Wait, what show? Oh.
Sono
I wanted it. She's hot.
Kill yourself.
Stop crying. Grow up.
Who are you?
Grow up.
Who are you?
Cry more.
Who are you?
Cry more!
Okay, never mind. I counted 24 shows, but I think I removed one of them, and I didn't rethink the count. So yeah, Vindy gets 7 shows, I guess.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Okay, so we got our picks, so we will see you in a couple seconds for the actual discussion.
Let's go! Part 2, we're back.
Yay! All right, shit, where are we even starting with?
Well, hold on. We don't have to. How does everyone feel about the shows now that they've watched them? How do you feel like you guys got?
I got, like, 1 or 2 that I might actually keep watching. I also kind of purposely picked shows that I didn't think would be good, so I don't have to watch them because I got too many seasonals last time, and this time I want less.
Sad. That you actually keep up with some of the shows.
Right. No, I keep up, I generally try to keep up with all the ones I'm interested in. And yet there are still shows where it's like, part of me wants to watch it, but also I don't think I will. So, yeah. What about you guys?
I think I probably have... Oh, sad.
What were you going to say? No, you were good.
I think I probably have, like, middle of the road. I think I'm probably, like, right in the middle. I don't think I have the worst shows. I don't think I have, like, the best stuff.
I had 2 shows, I think, that I would maybe consider watching still. And one of them I would consider, but I'm probably just going to read anyways, so.
Okay. So I'm up first with Leadale no Daichi nite. I picked it, because, like, I don't know. I guess, like I said, the premise reminded me of Mother's Rosario because basically someone who was in a hospital, like, kind of on life support, I guess their power goes out in their hospital, and what seems to have happened is that her mind is in the VR world as an isekai kind of thing, that of an MMO that she played a lot. God knows what fucking happened to her original body, going by isekai, presumably dead. So, like, yeah, she's normal, like, she's just really powerful because she played the game, a lot, and, but interacting with NPCs and stuff. It was kind of a cute, slice of life thing. Like, there was just some, like, there was a funny part where, it's like, there's the 7 Ring Witch, and who lives in that tower that you're going to go to, and it's like, that was her in the past, actually, when she was a Chuni player killer or something. I don't know. It was kind of fine, but I wasn't really feeling it, I guess. Or at least I didn't feel like watching more of it. Like, it wasn't super well produced. It was the kind of thing where it's like, maybe if I got like a strong recommendation, I'd check it out. But yeah, wasn't super into it. I always seem to get the slice of life isekai, and I also don't seem to care for them.
That's how it is sometimes. I actually, yeah, that might be true. I had ones, I don't know. I had like 3 isekai this season, and we'll get to them. One of them is goated, though.
Okay. Next one is Hakozume.
Yeah, so, I mean, I thought the show was alright. It's like a show between, like, 2 female cops who, like, one of them's, like, kind of sadistic in some ways.
Oh.
Like, she kind of likes giving people tickets and, like, being a police officer. And she also doesn't mind that, like, police officers are unpopular. Like, she basically says you just have to accept that police officers, most of their job is to be punching bags. Like, they do that more than they arrest people.
Okay.
And then the other one, she just kind of, like, wants to be a police officer just for like the steady income, but at a certain point she doesn't really like doing it because she doesn't like being unpopular, and she doesn't like she feels bad about doing certain things, especially because she has like a history with the police with when her father basically got pulled over one time and got like a ticket, and she was there, so she feels some kind of way about it.
Okay.
I thought the show was okay though. I think the two's like dynamic's pretty neat because like in the show, one of the cops wants to quit, but eventually after like having the chance to do some like actual things, she decides to stay being a cop because there was this guy who was like breaking into people's homes, but like when she interrogated him, he was actually like a normal dude, even though he like he had 80 break-ins.
Oh, damn.
But like he was just like a chill guy, and he kind of reformed. And she also had the chance to talk to like kids. Like she met a bunch of kids as a police officer, and from interrogating that guy, she kind of figured out what she wanted to say to them, which was basically like, the guy said the places he chooses to break in are neighborhoods where nobody really pays attention to what each other are doing. And like he used an example of like, two people aren't supposed to ride on like a motorcycle or some kind of like vehicle. And in that neighborhood, people didn't care or pay attention. So that was the place he decided to like break into. And so she gives like this whole like motivating, not really motivating, but like this, I guess, uplifting speech to these kids about like why they shouldn't break the law and like why they should like be like kind of watchful in like a community. So I thought it was pretty cool. I might watch it, but it's also one of those things where it's like, I think it's probably like an overall decent show, but I don't know if it's like gonna continue, like if it's gonna get better or if it's gonna be like kind of more of the same over time, to the point where it's like it's not a bad show, but it's also not something I care to keep up with. I mean, I would have to watch like a couple more episodes to be able to tell, but I thought I had a good first episode.
What I was gonna ask, because it's adapted from a manga, did the anime make you feel like watching it, or do you feel like if there's more of the manga, would you just rather go to that? Like, how was it as an adaptation, having not read the manga, is what I'm curious about, basically.
I mean, I don't really know, because I knew it was adapted from a manga, but I also didn't think about it while I was watching the show.
Okay.
In the sense that like, oh, I could just go read this, because I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just like there's a difference between like, like an anime that has like a really cool adaptation or something like the next show will bring up that we're already talking about, where the adaptation it doesn't seem particularly good, and even like I don't know, not having read the manga, I could assume someone what we'll talk. Right.
Actually, rude.
I'm just curious.
I mean, I don't think the show looks like super great or anything, but it's okay. I haven't really seen what the art in the manga looks like or anything, so I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to.
The fuck did Teiko Penguin do to you, Crafts?
I wasn't talking about that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was just Orient was the show I was mentioning, where it's just like we're talking about this one on the Weeb Club. So on our weekly shows.
About
or what?
Hakozume. It's funny.
Oh, go ahead.
The way you like describe it, right? Of like, oh, her dad got a ticket, and that was like this huge thing because it's like a mix between just a cultural difference and just hearing that's so funny to me. Because one time when I was a kid on the way to church, yeah, I am. When I was a kid on the way to church,
What is it?
it's Pizza
You have to
Hut.
tell us.
I wanted a pizza.
I see.
I wanted stuffed crust pizza, and I think Pizza Hut's the only place that delivers me that has it. But oh yeah. My dad got fucking arrested on the way to church one Sunday morning because I guess he had unpaid parking tickets in another state.
I thought it was gonna be because he
did-
was Mexican.
No. And like that didn't fuck with me at all. I just thought that was like it was just like, oh, it happens, it's funny. So it's so funny that she's like traumatized from like her dad getting a ticket. Oh no, the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. I also forgot to post these pictures as like an example of how the other cop can be. She doesn't always do this, but it was like a moment in the episode. She's also like pretty chill in some ways. She was introduced as being like she bullied a junior detective, and so she got like she ended up transferring to somewhere else. So like before they met, she was scared of her, but like she ended up being a pretty good person, even if she does this type of stuff.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying before, we're watching Orient on the weekly, that comes out on Wednesdays. So we talk about the first episode or that week's episode, before we do the weekly roundup and after the topic. And yeah, I guess like overall thoughts are like, it's fine, but at least for me, who has read the manga, like I don't like how the anime looks, and it's like I do think that even if I hadn't read it before, like if I weren't literally like had to watch it for the Weeb Club, I'd probably just like drop it and read the manga eventually, kind of like yeah. Did you guys want to give quick thoughts on Orient?
It seems fine, but I would probably just read it.
I think it's okay, but like I don't know, I'm not into like seeing this like the introduction be so slow to watch in the anime. Like if I just read it, I could get past the introduction and get into like the real stuff. And since I'm just kind of stuck in like, for now, the weekly introduction that just now kind of ended, I guess. But like, fucking like 18 days or whatever the fuck of like waiting for the show to get past the introduction. I don't know.
Who got Tokyo 24Q? Or I guess it's not pronounced 24Q.
Yeah, I got that. This show I actually thought was pretty good. It was the show that had the almost hour-long premiere. I forget the exact runtime. It was like probably like 47 or like 50. I don't know. It was basically about this person who this guy who wanted to be a hero, and he was like being a hero with his like two other friends, but he essentially failed. Because there was a school that got set on fire by an arsonist, and he failed to save someone. Like he saved one person, but he failed to save the other person because that person shielded the person he didn't end up saving from like rubble, and he got there too late. I think what stood out to me was how like way later into the episode, he gets like this weird power that allows him to, well, almost not like a power that he has, like it only, like it's like an outside force, so it's not, I don't really know how it works. It's only the first episode, but he gets this vision of like a future thing that'll happen, like a disaster, and him and his friends have to go stop it, and it's kind of what pushes him to being like a hero-ish again. But in the world itself, they have like technology that can predict crimes. So it's like they are like other people already have like this kind of thing that can predict crimes, but it's one of those things where like they can't prevent a crime before someone does it. Like they can't just arrest someone they think is going to do a crime. Even if it's like pretty accurate, they still can't really do anything. But like he can kind of like see exactly what's going to happen to stop it. And essentially he ends up saving this girl who got stuck on she got stuck on rails because she was chasing after a dog. And so she was going to get run over by this like automated train. I just thought like, the parts where like him and his friends had that power, it was pretty cool. And it also like boosted their like physical their physical abilities. Like he was like the guy was already like pretty athletic and like very fast and could like parkour, but like he was just going even crazier once he had the power. And it was like, you know, he's talking about his body was all light. I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I think what's a little weird about the show, but I'm kind of curious on how it works, is like he wants to be a hero, but it doesn't seem like in this world there's like this concept of a hero. Like it would just be like somebody in real life saying I want to be a hero, but it's not like heroes in the world. Just like police officers and just like normal guys. So I don't really know how like the hero thing's gonna work. They also like present like they directly bring up like the trolley dilemma, because early in the episode with the train, it was one of those things where like they could either derail it, and it would crash and it'll like fall down and like kill a bunch of people, or they can just let it run over that one girl who got trapped. And like the guy who's basically building the train, well, he didn't build the train, but he's like in charge of it and he has all his people working on it, and it was supposed to be like this huge thing for the city. At first he actually wants to derail the train, because he thinks it'll make him look bad if he like specifically lets this one lady who's stuck on there die. But the main group basically has to like, well, one of them convinces him not to do that. The other one who's like, he's like more into technology, so he can kind of like look around and kind of like before they actually confirm if that power is like legit, because like obviously they don't believe it, because what ends up happening when they get the power, it's from like a phone call on their phone, and they hear the voice of the dead person, like, you know, like the person who died in the building is the person they hear on the phone. So that's like part of why they don't believe it, because she's supposed to be dead, and then by the end they still don't know if she's alive or not. They just heard her voice, and it's like what activated their powers, and it's kind of like the main character ends up viewing that as his like as her wanting him to be a hero again, because he gave up on being a hero after what happened. I don't know, I thought it's a really good show. Yeah, I'm looking forward to how it goes. I'll probably watch it. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like keep up with it like super every week, but I do want to see how it goes.
Okay, cool.
I would have maybe picked this one if it wasn't like an hour-long episode.
This was the one, because you did mention that one of your first episodes was longer. So okay, I was wondering what show it was. So now I know. Neat.
Yeah. Oh, the next one's mine as well. I mean, you guys also watched this.
Yeah, we watched it. You can do the quick rundown and then we'll talk about it. So,
Slow Loop. It's a slice of life. Seems like it's mainly about fishing right now. The main character, I'm pretty sure her name's Hiyori. Yeah, I think it's Hiyori.
Yes, Hiyori is the main girl and Koharu is the other girl.
Yeah, she has this hobby of fishing, but she usually does it by herself, until she meets Koharu, who takes up an interest in fishing, and she's kind of an idiot, and she has like big ass tits. That's partially why I decided to choose this show for you guys to watch over Hakozume.
Koharu should get this hat. Oh, it's loading. Give me a second.
It's loading.
I
know what it is.
What?
It's loading. Give me a second. Keep talking. You'll see it.
I knew it was coming. They are gay, or they seem to be a little gay.
They're sisters, craft store.
Step-sisters, which according to a friend of mine, Bindi Bondo, thinks is pretty based.
I don't think I ever said that.
There's a famous debate you did with a certain,
videographer.
Okay, no, but that argument was more about
I thought it was Luna.
Step siblings.
No, it was not.
No, it was with Luna. It absolutely was with Luna.
Oh,
the videographer turned it into a video.
Yes, he made the video that was the Phoenix Wright. That was hilarious. And it was, from what I remember, it was like you were arguing pro stepsister and he was arguing pro little sister. So.
Well, I was arguing stepsister better.
Yeah.
Not necessarily pro, but it's fine.
All right.
Slow loop. Hiyori meets Koharu, who is an idiot who wanted to swim in some random
ocean,
in some random place in March.
No brain cells.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like a good pick for you guys to watch, even though I did enjoy Hakozume. And they essentially just have like this weird coincidence where Hiyori lost her father and her mother's like single, and Koharu, I don't even know if they, I think they said her mother was dead.
I don't remember them mentioning what happened to Koharu's mother, but basically, her dad and Hiyori's mom got together, and so after they meet, on the docks and stuff, Koharu and Hiyori, then it turns out they're both getting...
They coincidentally both have to go to a dinner to meet their new parent.
And it's at Hiyori's house
kid.
Where, it turns out that, these two girls who met and bonded a little over fishing, well, now they're stepsisters, and their parents are getting married, so...
And it seems like a general thing that the show's going to do is Hiyori's going to fish and Koharu's going to cook the fish in interesting ways. Koharu will definitely learn how to fish in some capacity.
Eventually.
It seems like Hiyori's mainly the person who's fishing.
I did like the part where she's like, I fish all the time. She's like, oh, river fishing? And she goes, in video games. Like, all right, dog. You got it.
No brain cells. But yeah, no, I did like the show actually. And I do like how the angle of how, Hiyori fished, keeps fishing because it's kind of a way to sort of connect her to her dead dad who taught her how to fish. And now it's also becoming in a different way, she can connect to her stepsister through fishing, sort of, which is neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think as the show goes on, it might do a thing where Koharu teaches Hiyori how to cook more things with fish, and then in turn Hiyori teaches Koharu how to fish, and they're just gonna kind of like switch their things a little bit, which would be cool. I think I might watch it or continue watching it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See, or what do you think about the episode, Bendy?
It was fine.
Sorry.
Sad.
He's just had like an Amanji moment there. Anyway. See, I guess my thing with the show is I did like the first episode, but also it reminded me of another show called Tamagura. And that show was also, it was a, cute girls show, where the main character took up photography, and that was also, that was the kind of thing for her to sort of connect to her dead father, because he also took photos casually. So I just kept thinking about that show watching this, and I'm like, man, part of me thinks the show is pretty neat, and maybe I'd watch it, but also I could also rewatch Tamagura because I haven't seen that in so fucking long. So this show's good, but it's they're doing really different things. Don't get me wrong, but it just it reminded me of a different show that I guess if someone. Maybe, I don't know how much of the manga of Slow Loop, is it even adapted from a manga? I don't know. But a fan of one or the other might consider, if you like Tamagura or Slow Loop and haven't checked out the other one, I'd probably recommend it, because especially if you like that element of the, either series. So just a suggestion of another series I was thinking about. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess moving on to Shikkakumon.
Is this another Nanmanji one?
Yeah, and then after this there's another one that's mine.
And then after that is another Nanmanji one, I think.
Yeah, so Shikkakumon, it's essentially it's not an isekai, but it's one of those things where the protagonist is looked down upon by a lot of people, but he's actually the strongest. He's just fucking swinging his dick around on everybody. Because everybody in the series, there's basically this power system centered around crests, these marks on their hands, and his crest is said to be the weakest one, but everyone's actually wrong. It's not the weakest one, but everybody thinks it's the weakest one. And he has this advantage over everybody where he can do wordless spell casting. Everybody has to say their whatever they're casting out loud, but he can do wordless casting, and it's essentially this thing where every people used to know how to do it, but now it's a dead art. So he's the only one who can do it. The episode starts off with him there is a a start before the start of the episode, but it's like a flash forward. So I'm gonna bring it up later, but he essentially enhances a sword for this one girl that he meets, and this guy who was being asked to enhance it at first, who couldn't do it, was all shocked about how, like, oh, he can enhance this this well without even casting his thing out loud. And like, you know, it's just like a big part of the thing where everybody's surprised, like, oh, look how strong he is. And he kind of yeah, I mean, it didn't really say like what exactly his crest, like why his crest is so strong exactly. I mean, I have an idea now based on what something happens later in the episode, where it's basically it's revealed that demons infiltrated the academy that he ends up going to be like a soldier, or it's not exactly a soldier, but it's like kind of like that. And the demons basically, they purposely are making humans weaker by making the curriculum be casting that has words in it, like out loud words instead of the wordless casting. And so, I mean, I would assume his crest being called the weakest one, and it's specifically called the crest of failure, is because I'm assuming the demons made people think that, because it's actually the strongest crest. So like, yeah, he's like super broken. He does like crazy, like he makes this big explosion where everybody's like doing this, like these small explosions to hit targets. What else? Oh yeah, and like during like he ends up having to fight some people from the other school, because essentially after he does his like entrance exams to get into the school, the headmaster talks to him and says how he wants his students to learn wordless casting after seeing him and after finding him, because the headmaster wants it to be back in the curriculum, so he wants to prove that it's actually like useful, because everybody thinks wordless casting isn't good for some reason. Like I do get that the demons like changed the curriculum and like over time made wordless casting die out, but it doesn't really make sense why they think it would be bad, even if people don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know. So like, yeah, he ends up teaching like a bunch of people in his like class how to do wordless casting, and they end up fighting this other school, and in his fight he comes across one of the demons who's whatchamacallit, like pretending to be a person, like he's in a disguise. And he beats him. He gets revealed that he is a demon and all that. And I thought, what I thought was funny was the demon who was pretending to be a human. His name was Devilis. It's so some guy was like, "What? Devilis is a demon?" And it's like,
you don't fucking say.
And the reason why the kid, he's the main character who's like 12 or like 13, the reason why he knows all these things that other people don't, and like why he knows wordless spellcasting and like he just seems very knowledgeable, is because he actually lived a previous life, and in his previous life he was a sage and he was older. It doesn't explain like a whole bunch about it just yet, but in that previous life he had, for some reason, he had 3 crests in his previous life, which, right, for what we know right now, people only have 1 crest, so for some reason he had 3, but now in this new life he only has the 1, which is the crest of failure, apparently. And he was kind of talking about in that flash forward that happened in the beginning episode, that, like, people are just born with the crests they have, but I guess, like, his rebirth I don't know. Like, I don't know if he, like, rebirthed himself because he specifically wanted this 1 crest. I don't know. It doesn't really explain it yet. I thought it was okay. It's not really something that I'm going to keep up with. Like, it's not the worst show I got, but it's also one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I'm not... It's kind of like, See, I don't I don't know if I want to be mean enough to the show to say this, but it's like in some ways what people think Sword Art Online is. Like just in the sense of like this Chad man with his big dick is like smacking around everybody and knows everything and is the best at everything.
No moments of him being like scared and weak or being a dope or anything.
Yeah, like he's just like completely owning everybody, and it's like, you know, it could change as you watch more of the show. Like it's one episode and it's the beginning of the series, so it's like, you know, I mean, he's just he's kind of proving the world wrong in a sense right now. So of course he wouldn't be like wrong yet in any kind of way, and be like, I don't know, like there's no reason for him to have like a specific flaw just yet. But it's just like the impression I got from the beginning of it. I don't know. It was fine. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's weird too, because unless they explain what his crest is, I'm not really sure what his like what the limits of it are. Like it seems like he could do mostly everything. The only thing he mentioned so far was that, like, in terms of like his magic's range isn't the best. Like it's not super. It's not the top of whatever the other crests are capable of. But I don't know. He like. All of his powers are just so far beyond everybody's, and he beats like this like knight who is supposed, like, this knight was trying to take it easy on him at first because he's just like this 12-year-old kid and he's like a full-fledged knight. So it's like, if you do, like, he basically says to him when he's doing the test, if you do well enough, you'll pass. He wasn't supposed to beat him, but he just like beat him easily. And even the demon who infiltrated the school, who the main character says has like 10 times his magical power, he just beats the demon easily. And the demon even was trying to run away from him. So, I don't know. Maybe in the second episode they will do like a reveal of like, this demon isn't the demon he was talking about. Like maybe he was sensing a different demon who had 10 times. But this demon he happened to fight was just a different one. There's nothing that hints at that being the case in this episode, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe that, like, I don't know, it's something that I would think they could do. Like, it doesn't have to be like a bad thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I gotcha.
It's fine. Is the next show one of mine as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ninjala, right. I thought the show was okay. It's kind of doing like it's kind of doing like the thing that like there was like a short that was released on YouTube for Ninjala that kind of did the same thing, except this is like a longer episode where it's just them making ninja gum, which is essentially this gum that has powers to it shield, like it's like a shield, like if they blow out the gum and it's this big bubble, it shields them from things, and the gum can also turn into a weapon, and it's usually like this like baton, not like a baton, but it's like a I don't know how to describe it. I know what it looks like, but I don't know if I can describe it.
Have you played Ninjala?
Yeah, not a good game.
Did this give you vibes of it, or have anything that you recognized from the game or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, it is. It's the same characters, and like, at least so far, it's like mechanically similar. Well, not mechanic. I mean, it's an anime, not mechanic, but like the anime has the mechanics of the game in it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny that in the show there was this black guy who is working with the two main characters, and like at first he came in after they kept failing on making ninja gum, and he like encouraged them. It was like, yeah, we should do this. He said some kind of line about how I don't know. He said some kind of line about how failure isn't the end of the world, or it wasn't exactly that. It was something along the lines. But he basically said, told them how they should keep going and stuff. But it ends up turning out that he's a traitor,
despite making up only 13% of the population.
He's actually a worker for somebody else. Well, it's basically the group that was like rushing them to complete Ninja Gum, and he was sent by them, but they didn't know that the group was like bad, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was fine. They do end up making the ninja gum, and it turns them into kids. Like, essentially, at least in this show, the two main characters were adults, but then after they
see, because on the promo art they look like small, so I just assumed they were just all kids, and then so I'm just imagining these kids making ninja gum, but apparently two of them were adults first.
Yeah, in the shorts, or like in the game lore, it seems like all of them were supposed to be adults originally, but in the show only the two and the black guy were adults, and then in the show also shows like some of the other kids, but they're like actually kids. So I mean, I'm assuming whenever this competition happens, because I know there's like a competition between ninjas, these adults who turn into kids are going to be beating up actual kids. Like, I mean, the kids will probably get ninja gum of their own, but like, I mean, those two are still adults. I don't know. I don't really have like that much to say about it. It's just like fine. I don't know if I'll watch it.
Yeah, here's my question. Would you rather watch another episode of the show or play 20 more minutes of the game?
I'd watch the show. I do not like that game. It is not. I was so disappointed when I tried that game because I was actually looking forward to it, and it was not good. Like, it's been a while, but I think what really turned me off was like there's so many like rocks, like literal rock paper scissors moments. Like it's something in the game that triggers like a rock paper scissors moment where you have to like hold a direction, and whoever holds like the correct direction or whatever wins. So it's like a literal like guessing game, and it's like, okay, I don't really like that. But yeah, I don't know. Whoever's next can go.
It is me, someone who is not in Manji, going for the first time since I started. Like, holy
I still
shit.
haven't gone yet.
I know, right? Like, what the hell happened? So I watched Doll's Frontline, or Girl's Frontline as I know it, which is, it's a gacha game anime adaptation. And, in the cold darkness of the future, war has changed. World War III was fought exclusively with robot anime girls.
Pog.
Did you see Kalina, the ponytail lady, the one who's not a gun?
Don't think so.
This isn't her in game. This is her from Mal, but she's very hot. I like her a lot.
No, I don't think so. She might have been, but she wasn't, like, because the first episode was basically just one big firefight between a handful of, the focal characters and the antagonist evil robot group and stuff. And yeah, so the first episode was just like kind of really boring because it was literally just like a gunfight, and I was like, okay, sure. And also weird exposition dump that, I don't know, like something was weird about like the editing with it, or it was, I don't know, I was like, what the fuck's going on? I could tell what was happening. But honestly, the weirdest thing about the first episode is that the opening is actually like shockingly good. Like it's done in a different like visual style from the rest of the show. It was well directed. Like there was like
I'm
one
watching it right now.
series of cuts where one of the or I guess the main character reaches out a hand, and then it becomes like a sort of a puppet that's being held up by strings, and then that puppet like dances into like a glass jar bird cage kind of thing, and then it gets shattered by bullets, and it's like, and yeah, there's tits. And
well,
like
you said glass jar made me think of,
yeah, cum jar. What I took from that, like just that one cut, I literally got more out of the show from the opening than or like connecting, threads between the opening and the episode, of course. But like, I really picked it up from the opening because like, they're robots, they're dolls, but they're freed by bullets and guns. Because the antagonist, she's like a maid, and she refers to her master. So basically, the antagonist group like have an dying like fealty to whoever commands them. Where I expect the actual conflict of the thing is that like the main characters are supposed to have they challenge that authority. They have autonomy as beings rather than just being subservient to them. And there was some hints at that with like the main character didn't like that they had to follow orders. And when one of them told them, like, just follow orders, like, don't question the authority, like, basically being just like the antagonist, in a sense, is kind of what I got. And that was there in that cut in the opening, and I was like, what the fuck? So, like, there's definitely some ideas going on there, but I the first episode was other than that like really boring, and I basically just like the OP. And yeah, the girls are hot, I guess. Like sure, more so in the gacha game art, I would assume, than in the anime. But the main girl doesn't seem to wear pants, which is, I don't know. And yeah. Oh, and also it's also funny when the maid antagonist lady like lifted up, did the skirt curtsy raise, but also like 4 giant miniguns came out from underneath, and that was primarily how she fought. So yeah, it was a little silly. But I didn't mind it. It was just like, yeah, definitely not watching more of this. And the first episode probably just wasn't like, it's trying to be this cool gunfight. I didn't think it was that much worth neat stuff going on. So like it was really everything but like most of the episode that I thought was interesting. So maybe it's more interesting after episode 1, but I don't feel like watching more.
Sad. I'm going next again.
God damn it, for none.
Q. It's basically this voice acting show where a bunch of girls want to be voice actors, and the specific agency is looking for amateur voice actors with little to no experience. The only one that we know of that has experience wasn't even like a voice actor specifically. She was a child actor, which, it's still experience, but it's also one
different.
Of those things
it's
where
different. Yeah, different experience.
Yeah, it's different.
Related,
she also did a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
There might be other girls with experience, but that's the only one we know of so far. They kind of just go into the agency and are like immediately thrown into having to do like auditions and like a practice thing. The first thing that happens is the practice, and they basically do Hamlet, and does that thing where one person does like a by the books performance, and it's really good, but it's also like it was by the books, so it's not like super unique, even if it's like technically good. And the main character, who's like nervous about doing it, she ends up doing like a unique performance, which wasn't as good as the one that was like by the books, but it was like more unique, so people were like, this is a unique take, it's interesting. And what ends up happening with hers is she's basically, even though she's playing a guy character, it's very clear that she's acting like a girl. So her and the person she was auditioning with were both girls, instead of one of them being a guy. And so they were like interested in that. I thought it was okay. I don't know. I don't know if I want to continue. I'm probably not going to continue watching it. It's not a bad show, but at least from the first episode, it was just one of those things where, I have seen the thing, like the unique take, kind of thing that, you should do your own unique take.
Yeah, just want to know what aired last year that also deals with acting and like fucking right. So
I don't know, and like the main character's like personality, at least from the first episode, wasn't something that I was like really into. She's just like, I don't know, she's not really. I mean, obviously it could change. It's one episode, but.
And there's only 16 girls on this main poster, so it's kind of like the thing where it's like you're kind of like one of them, right? But can you wait long enough to get the one you like introduced?
Yeah, I mean, and the main character's kind of like the one that's like, she's not really confident in her ability. She obviously did end up doing something unique, so she does have something different about her. I don't know. There was this one girl who like couldn't voice act to save her life, but she kept wanting to be a part of the performances. Like she would volunteer first and be like, me. That was kind of funny, I guess. Yeah, it was okay. Not too much happened the first episode, because the part where they're actually auditioning for the thing, for like the show, is in the next episode, because they did the practice and then they were like, even right after that, they were thrown into an actual audition that they weren't ready for, and that's gonna happen next episode. It was okay.
Hey, 9.
Yeah.
You get to go again.
Oh, I didn't notice that said part 2. Sad. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize Hero like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Also, I was gonna ask, who was messing with someone noisy? Something noisy while Nun was talking? Was it you, Nun?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's hard. I just can't cut it out while you're talking. So. Just saying.
Yeah, none, you fucking asshole. I'm kidding. I don't care.
Hold on. Okay.
Akebi-chan no Sailor Fuku?
Yeah. I thought it was decent. I'm probably
Is this
not
the lesbian feet anime?
Whoa!
No.
Okay, which one is that?
What?
I don't know which one that is.
I don't know. There's there's an anime this season airing with a lot of focus on like girls putting on stockings and feet shots, and I don't know what show it is.
I don't have that show. So.
I didn't see that.
I don't have it either, so I don't know what show it is.
Akebi-chan. I heard of this before I've seen it, and I was probably gonna read it, but from what I heard of it, and I definitely did see it in the anime, even if it's like not as there because the art isn't like as emphasized about it, is it likes to show the ass of this this middle school girl a lot. And her legs kind of and like I've seen very detailed pages of the manga from Natty, because Natty's the one who reads this. I don't know, it was fine. The episode just kind of it's essentially about how she really wants to go to this one school because she specifically wants to wear a sailor uniform. And so her mother makes the uniform for her. But it turns out that this school doesn't actually do sailor uniforms anymore. Like, they just changed their uniform to blazers. But because it was once like an accepted uniform at the school, they just allow her to wear it. But she feels weird about it at first because everybody else is going to be wearing blazers and she's the only one wearing this uniform. So at first she like considers changing it, but like there was like this whole thing about like, her mother didn't make it for her and she was all looking forward to it. And her little sister was upset at her for even thinking about changing it. I think, I remember there was this part, I'm pretty sure it was a show where, I did write it down. Her little sister slaps her ass. There's also like an ass shot on the bed when she like lays down. There was also this part where I think when they're fitting the uniform to make it, they mentioned how she gained weight, but she looks thin as a pencil in like the actual show. So it stood out to me. I thought it was good. I liked how when she actually went to school in the uniform and she met someone who was also there early, who was like also nervous about like going to a new school because she is like going to middle school for the first time. And so she doesn't want everybody to think she's weird because she's wearing a sailor uniform. But she meets someone who's like just as nervous as her about like other things. So it kind of makes her, less self-conscious because she knows that there's someone else that's like her. And she also like, when she first sees this other person, she's like clipping her fucking toenails in the fucking school.
This is the feet anime.
I don't think so. I mean,
what other fucking show?
It's not about them putting on stockings and those things.
Maybe you haven't seen the whole show because more episodes have aired.
I highly doubt it's the show. I know you're hoping for it, but I don't think it's this.
Krasdorf, can you watch the show and confirm that it is the gay?
Apparently, I need to. Like, because all right. What other show this season? None of us have watched it. You watch a show that has foot focus, ass focus, gay girls. Like, what? Who else is gonna say like, yeah, this is probably the show that has like weird focus on feet?
I was wrong. It was Futsal Boys. That's the gay fucking stalking anime.
You the way you were talking about it, you made it seem like that was the focus of the show, which
no. It's really... just it's not like literally like the point of the show. It's just like something that is
it's
like
what he's jerked off to from the show already.
I'm going to kill you. But no, I mean like how many shows this season include like how many shows have you ever seen that have a character clipping their toenails like that? if there's anything else that says foot fetish anime. Then I what the fuck do you expect me to think? Like,
does Always Sunny count if one of the characters has a toe knife?
goddamn.
Valid question.
She also, when she's clipping her toenails, she ends up smelling the clipper.
Oh my god! Feet smell is in this too? This is definitely the gay foot anime. You're on drugs.
None.
Maybe.
It's like, well, see, it's like you didn't like.
See, I know it's more focused on their like asses and stuff. It's not like from what I've seen and from what Natty said, he didn't mention like a bunch of feet stuff. So I mean, I don't.
But then you just described a character clipping her toenails and sniffing the clipper afterwards. Like what?
It gets better. She's embarrassed about snipping the clipper, and Akebi also sniffs her foot. Not the other girl's foot, but her own foot.
Okay.
And she was like, and she said something about how she could see the appeal or whatever.
No, and this is like if I said, Vindy, did you get that Boys Love show? And he's like, I don't know. And then I describe it, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess there's a scene where they fucking kissed. I didn't think of it as a Boys Love show though. Like,
I don't know. Everything I've seen about the manga does not seem like it has like. It's way more described. You would describe as the ass show.
I got a gayer show, by the way, than the overt Boys Love show. I'm very excited to talk about it.
But yeah, those two become friends.
They bond over feet smells. Gotcha.
No, they bond over both being nervous and like both being, fucking new to the school. And Akebi's like more confident about being okay with standing out because she's the only one wearing the sailor uniform. She even gets like placed up front in the classroom, so like she's essentially going to be like everyone who comes through the front door, she's the first person they're going to see. But she just kind of like at the end of the episode greets the person who opens the door. Yeah, it was fine. I don't think I'm going to continue watching it because I'm just going to read it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had an okay time. Yeah. Oh, I like how in the note that I took down about this, I said ass shots retained because I was wondering if it would be like the manga. Yeah, it was decent.
All right. It was Vindy who got Kaijin
yes,
Kaihatsu.
Kraftsdorf. I want you to watch this show for me.
Was it a Toku show?
It was a Toku show.
Okay, I see. I could tell.
So the premise of the show is, right, so there's a bunch of like the regional Toku heroes, right? Like, there's like a Sentai squad and there's like the evil group that has to make their monsters every week, right? And so the main girl who's hot is she works for the monster creating organization that has to make the Toku monsters every week. And so like the first part of the episode is like they're behind on they're behind schedule, and the professor who is like in charge of it because she's like his assistant has like a creative block, and so he can't make up anything, so they make up something 10 minutes before the presentation, and they go out there and they go out there in front of like this council and do like a real presentation, and they just get fucking reamed because their hero design is terrible. And then their boss, who's like this really scary guy, they think he's going to execute them. And he comes in, he's actually a sweet man. He's like, look, you guys clearly are overworked. You need to take time off. HR is going to yell at me if you keep overworking yourselves. It's okay to make a mistake. Just, you should have told me that you were behind. We could have pushed this meeting back. And they're over here thinking he's going to kill him. He comes in being a sweet man. And then there's a part where the hero she meets, but you don't find out he's the hero until the end of the episode, and he thinks she's a prostitute. He's working at like a beef bowl shop or some shit, and she comes in and gets her food, and she's like, oh yeah, he's like, you're in a good mood. She's like, yeah, work's been going well, because they're like close to making a new monster that they're really proud of. And then he's like, what do you do for a job? And she's like, oh, I can't say, not knowing he was the hero, but just like, I can't say that I work for an evil company. And then later on in the episode, he's thinking about it and thinks that she can't say because she's a prostitute. And then, so they're making this like wolf guy, right? They're making this like big, cool, badass wolf guy who's going to fight the hero. They like created his brain first. So they're talking to the brain of this wolf guy. And then the leader of the evil organization, not the boss from earlier, but this different girl who's like this little lolly comes in. And she's like, you know what? This wolf isn't cute enough. And so she turns the wolf into a hot girl.
Yeah, I saw from the poster. I just like you mentioned wolf, and I'm like, oh yep, I see. Here's a wolf girl in the poster with a
wolf
breast
girl
band
still has the brain of a dude.
Oh no,
and is very upset about that. But hot anyways. So there's 2 hot ladies. Some of the humor at some points seems very Crafts. Just like with some of the jokes that were made, I was like watching. I was like, yeah, I think Crafts would like that joke. It seems like a Craftsdorf show, partly because it's like a Toku show. And you'd probably get more out of it. There's one part where they come up with this character and then they have to go out there and fight the hero. And they didn't have a monster in time. So main girl has to put on like a mascot costume and goes out there. And so she's doing like the cute anime girl like roars they do where they just go, "Gow!" And it's like, okay, this is silly. But yeah, I enjoyed the show quite a bit. I do not think I would watch another episode. It does have does it have a manga? Oh, it does have a manga. I would probably rather just read it. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I could see it being a fun time. I don't have much else to say about it, but I do think you should watch at least episode 1, Crafts, and see what you feel about it.
You know, now that I think about it, maybe the thing with the show with Akebi-chan will be this girl's quirk is her fucking feet and shit, and while Kebi's is her ass. So maybe it is the feet show.
No shit.
Hey, I was too focused on the asses. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got Sabiiro no Armor Reimei, which is Rusted Armors. And if you can't see by the Mal rating, the show is fucking disliked.
So low.
Yeah, and there's well, like, and I definitely didn't like it. Like, it was probably my least favorite show. I do think the response is a little like much, I guess. Like the show, I know why. I know exactly why. There is literally one reason. Yeah, it's a CG show. That's literally it. It just doesn't. It's not a good looking CG show. It doesn't look good. Like, I understand why. I just think like fucking fade molding, just whatever. But yeah, the premise of the show, it's kind of like feudal Japan kind of shit. With they have like special weapons called armors that, you know, or what that they don't know where they came from exactly, and they're fighting evil samurai bad guys. And it was like, yeah, the show just it's a CG show that doesn't look good. It's like, we'll see. Like, honestly, the part that gets me about it, and this is why one of the reasons I think the rating is a bit harsh, is because and maybe it's also part of the reason why the rating is a bit harsh. The best part is actually after the episode ended. You get, because it's like a multimedia thing, and there was like I saw a little clip in the episode where they're advertising it, kind of like there's like a stage show, and the stage show looked more interesting because of like mediocre looking CG. Instead, you have like the actors in like full costumes, and they're kind of elaborate costumes, and I was like, oh, okay. And so, you know, slightly more interested in that, I guess, even though I don't care and I'm never going to touch this work, anything related to this again. But you have the VAs sort of doing like a tourism thing where they're in a place just talking, like, you know, variety show-esque kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, they have more chemistry and personality here than the characters they play in the show. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, so I was just like, wow, you know, like, get these voice actors on literally something else, because I don't know. Yeah, so the show's, yeah, it's not very good, and like the best part of the show is literally just like the thing at the end that's just like a variety show of them touring. Here's this place. Ooh, you know, we are this character. I'm this character on the show, and I'm that character on the show. So yeah, yeah, it's just a boring samurai thing. The CG that doesn't look good, and a cast I didn't care about, and whatever.
Sad.
So yeah, I understand why the rating is low, but whatever. Oh well.
It's me again.
All of us, but also mostly Vindy, yeah.
Yeah, so my dress up darling. This, I would not be surprised if this was the best show this season of like new airing stuff. Obviously, you know, maybe like, you know, Kimetsu or Attack on Titan, but of new show. I thought it looked visually really fucking good. I'll start off by saying
yes,
that. It was
definitely the show was very pretty. Like,
yeah,
I agree.
Definitely the best looking show.
The opening looked really good. The character animation, it's just a very visually good show. Yeah,
yeah, I love even just like the I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you know how like when you watch shows that look really good, even just like the stills look better, you know? Mm-hmm. It was like that. And then I liked the story a lot. I like that, you know, it's about this guy who's got this whole like doll thing where his grandpa works with dolls, and clearly some little girl in his past who he had a thing for, basically told me he was a fucking weirdo freak. Made him like want to kill himself. And so then, you know, he just kind of grew up isolated, doing his own stuff, going home every day. And he's like looking at this unbelievably hot girl, by the way. Oh my God.
She's really hot.
She's a baddie. And you know, he like saw her and she was like talking about, cause she's like a little anime nerd, and she's like, it's cringe to say something rude about something someone likes right in front of him. And he's sitting there thinking about it. He's like, man, if only I knew someone with that, with like that, how do you like that, mindset. And he's thinking about it, and she's so different from me. And then, you know, whatever, like sewing machine breaks, and so he's finishing the little doll shit at school, and she comes in, and then
Nun is definitely laughing at something unrelated.
he saw something on Twitter, Hundo P.
No.
Did you start scrolling through Akebi-chan and see the scene Krause talking about the gay foot scene?
No.
And so then, you know, they end up like him and her. He's like gonna make her cosplay outfits, and she like starts taking her clothes off. There's like a great ass shot at one point, just like out of nowhere. And so yeah, he's gonna make her little cosplay uniforms, and I'm sure that it's then gonna be, you know, a romance between the two of them, and there's gonna be like all these scenes as it goes of like she goes and talks to him in front of all her friends, and so then he starts opening up, and then he's able to like make friends with you know, other people in the class. So then like, you know what I mean, where like now it's kind of this whole he starts making friends and getting out there because of this girl who essentially changes his life by being his friend. Oh, you just now saw that?
Yeah, because I didn't like him just trying to act crafts with that. But
yeah, I thought it was a really good show. I like I've wanted to read the manga, and I probably will just go read the manga, because like obviously part of this, you know, I'm not gonna lie and say, you know, oh, part of the appeal is how hot this girl is. And I feel like with stuff like that where the appeal is like how hot the girl is, that always, even though the show does look really good, it almost always just looks better in the manga. So it's like, well, I'd probably just read it at that point. But I might still watch it, because I did think the anime was like really enjoyable. And really
I'm
good.
personally gonna finish watching it before I read the manga, just because like I do like just the general look of it, the character animation. Like, you know, like even if she does look really hot in the manga too, like, you know, there's still gonna be like little bits of animation that I'm not gonna get there. So, and I feel like you know, it might be worth finishing. And then by the other thing, like I especially noticed this with reading Blue Period, is that like in finishing the anime and then going back to the manga, like you have a different level of attachment to the characters and stuff, and knowledge of things that happen, right?
Right,
Even
so you can pick up on like thematic stuff earlier on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So like, you know, so because for me, Blue Period, like I definitely like was hit harder by the earlier stuff that I wouldn't have been if I just watched it right after, or read it right after watching episode 3. So you know, just a yeah. What did you think about the show, Nun?
I thought it was good. I'm probably gonna keep watching it. I thought it was cool how he, you know, they kind of have these matching interests. Not exactly the same, but it's like it does match
still
up nicely.
Aesthetic, right? They're both still focused on like aesthetics and, you know, clothing
cool
in a
like,
sense.
See him try to make clothes for a person, and I do also agree that the show looks really good. I think it looks more visually appealing than what I remember of Nagatoro's anime. So, like, I'm a little more likely to watch this, but at the same time, I mean, I did read Nagatoro before I watched it, so, you know, this has the advantage of me not getting to the manga before I saw this. So, like, I guess I'm more impressed with it, but, yeah, it seems nice. I'll probably try to finish it. If not, I definitely am going to read it, because I already planned on reading it, so, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I guess one of the things that I like about it, aside from what I've mentioned already, is that, like, because I talked about with Chihayafuru, how one of the reasons I think I have a specific like of Chihayafuru is because, like, Karuta is this thing that they really care about, and nobody else does at all, right? So they have this really niche interest, so I think I definitely connected to that idea here of, like, he likes something that he's really into, and everyone else around him thinks it's weird, and or like wouldn't be interested in it, and then here's this girl who is, and she also has her weird interests. Because one thing I just like hopefully people do know this to a degree, but like if you like a series called The Young Ladies of the Humiliation Club Debauched Miracle Life 2, like you're a fucking weirdo. Even if you're live in Japan, where like this media comes from, like, and there's weird shit in America too, right? So like she's a fucking weirdo, right? And so that's also kind of how they're connecting, right? Because they have these, like, I loved the scene where the guy tries to hit on her and he just like negs her and it's like, oh man, you're into anime shit. And she's just like, fucking go die in a ditch, please. And I'm like, yes, based, Chad. So like I really like that angle, and I'm kind of curious to see how where else the show goes with it, because it's just an idea I've noticed. I like, and I did go like back to the episode to see the name of the title of the fucking anime that she likes, because it's just like, oh, that's where the episode ends. She's just like, okay. But yeah, no, it was oh, and also when he was like telling her what a shit job she did on her dress and she fucking started crying, I was like, you fucking bully ass.
But he made up for it so well.
I know.
I love it. He immediately because he gets so lost right in his own shit that he's like, wow, you, and he's not even like trying to be rude. He's just like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. She starts crying and he immediately like forehead to the ground starts like massively apologizing.
No,
and she's
yeah,
like,
he's
okay, I'm not
spent
mad.
so much time like not interacting with others and just sort of being in his own head, right? That like when he just doesn't know how to people, right? So it makes sense why he's like that. And yeah, he did apologize immediately, but when he was doing it, I was like, no, you fucker. But yeah,
I do love how much of a dork he is. And I love like when he catches the doll's head and starts talking to it because he's like so worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's the first person he's ever heard compliment one of the dolls. Oh, it was just such a good episode. Like, it was really good. Like, I definitely recommend it.
And also there was the mention of how like, because he's he was cleaning up the club room or the classroom for some his classmates, and he's just like, oh well, they praised me as reliable, so that means it's fine for them to abuse me. And she's like, no, they're literally just like using you because they don't care about you and you're useful to them. And so like, and which I imagine might maybe that'll be part of the conflict with like, because she's obviously not like using him, but like there's still an angle of like someone doing something for the other in their relationship that they started. So I can see that being even just to contrast how he's treated in other ways of his life. Or maybe it'll someone will make a mistake, or I don't know. Yeah, it's a good show, and it's definitely one of my favorites, maybe my favorite.
I would have rather watched this than Orient for the weeklies.
I was thinking that too.
I 100%, yeah. But
I would not only just because I like it more. I think we would have had way more to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Patrons definitely fucked up on that one.
another thing that I wrote down I forgot to mention
Sorry.
is that how like there's also kind of an interesting, like, because the little girl who yelled at him when they were kids, she specifically mentioned that it's weird that he likes girls' dolls because they're I believe they're meant for like Hinamatsuri, which is like girls' festival, and it's they're it's like a specific gift that you give a girl on like her 5th birthday, I think, something like that. I might be getting something details wrong, but so he's a guy who's interested in something that is intended for girls, and she likes otaku trash that is meant for dudes.
Yeah,
right?
like
So,
I don't even think you can argue that shit she was watching was like, oh, it's like girls anime. Like, fuck no, you see the size of that bitch's tits? Like the little anime girl that she likes?
right,
There's
like so there's another, like, it's already setting up a lot of like neat stuff that it's doing with just like the gender norms and how their interests that they have, like, even though she's very like, I could see her having struggles with it, even in just the way of like the way other people like act towards her or treat her once they know her, and even just the one dude she met, right? Even though she stands up for her interests, while he obviously struggles with that. So it's like, it's already good. Like, holy shit.
I also like that for the romance aspect, she set up, she doesn't really care about like looks, even though obviously we don't know even like how in universe like attractive the main guy is, even if you consider he's average. She already said she doesn't care as much about looks, right? Because like she literally just said like, I don't give a fuck if that guy's hot, he's a cringer. So I think it's done a lot to set up like a lot of different things, and has me very excited.
Yeah, really good first episode.
Epic.
Mindy, it's your turn.
Oh, is it Futsal Boys?
Futsal Boys.
Let's go. Dude, I don't even know what to say. Like it's one of those sports shows where it's like much more about like the pretty boys than it is about like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the like there was some stuff, but nothing like hooked me. It was like, okay, they like this guy has never played soccer and he watched this really good Japanese soccer player. He's like, oh, I want to try soccer, and then he like meets this other guy who's like really good, and then they fight like these delinquent, or they 2-on-2 these delinquents and they win, and then they are going to the same school and they join the school soccer club, and then the delinquents come back with their high school team, and then they're playing, and then like they cheat, and like it very much feels like the show is probably more I don't know if it's a gacha, but it does say on Mal that it's a multimedia or I think I looked up on Google and it says it's a multimedia franchise on Wikipedia. So I imagine there's like a gacha, right? And so this is, you know, showing you the boys you want in the gacha. But it definitely was, as far as like, you know, sports shows go, it was not like, first episode did not have me pumped up to keep watching. I don't think I'm the target demographic as a shonen sports fan, right? Who wants like the blood pumping, like fucking hype, losing my mind, screaming, crying, pissing, shitting. I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, and I looking at checking because it doesn't actually specify because the game isn't actually released yet. But just like the fact that there's so many, like I'm looking at the cast list and there's just a shitload of characters, so I assume like it's probably a gacha.
All with like colored hair and you know, and they have like the, you know, like the male versions of like the, you know, like the stereotypical personalities and stuff, right? So you know, it was whatever. It's fine. I'm not watching another episode, so.
Sad.
Okay, so next up is my pick that I wanted everyone else to watch: Baraou no Souretsu or Requiem of the Rose King.
Oh.
Was this really the best show you had?
It was the one I thought was the most interesting.
I'm sorry, King.
You lost.
Yeah, you took a huge L, dog.
Alright, so to fucking explain what it is a retelling of William Shakespeare's King Henry play. It's a shoujo manga adaptation, as well.
Laughing night.
I'm fine, I just won't talk about the show. Fuck
No, I want to listen. This guy just won't stop laughing. Are you?
I can't even get mad because it's like really infectious laughter, even though like part of me is like tilted, but the other part of me is like, but it's none laughing, and he's like, it's funny. What the fuck is?
Go ahead.
All right. Talk about the show.
But yeah, so it's a retelling of King Henry, and where Richard was born as a woman, and the War of the Roses, which that happened, and I don't know. I liked it. Like, I liked the aesthetic and the color palette choices. I thought it was a lot of neat stuff happened in the first episode. You know, like the fact that like Richard, the like one of the things I liked about the colors was how like you have the Yorks who are white and so pure, and then like but Richard has black hair, and he was like whisper like his mom even saw him as like a devil on his father's shoulder even, and I was like, oh yeah, and then there's a weird thing with Joan of Arc going on, and King Henry being kind of like a good like I think they even mentioned what's the fucking word I can't remember pious the fucking really because he was in line with Jesus Christ, who was very accepting of Richard and loves him clearly, but yeah, how much did you guys hate it, you fuckers?
It's fine.
All right.
I guess to actually say something, since I think we're stuck here till someone does. I don't know. I really have I thought it was like a show that I watched. There was nothing that I think stuck out to me. Yeah, I did think for a second that he was gonna end up being a girl, but then that didn't happen. So
what? Richard?
I don't know. Yeah, there was
Richard.
Like a part,
yes, you were not paying attention. Richard was literally born as a woman.
Oh, okay. Then I'm.
Remember when the one dude was gonna fucking try and kill him, and he grabbed the chest and
yeah, that's what I thought. But then, yeah,
See, I thought I thought they were like actually both, not just a girl.
Well, they did mention that
that
I think the Joan of Arc in his head just kind of said that you're neither a man or a woman, which is I do think that Richard was born as a woman, but basically raised as a man. So
Yeah, I mean that's probably it. I just thought I was thinking with the guy just assuming she was a girl by touching her tits was one of those things where it's like she's actually both, but like since he saw tits, he was like girl. I mean,
no. I was just considering more just the gender essentialism of the time period, where it's like, seeing sex and gender as the same. Thus, someone who is born a woman and yet is acting as a man would be a devil, right? Something aberrant, something unusual. Like even though Richard does genuinely love his father, but like mom doesn't see it that way. So yeah.
I mean, he is kind of a fucking psychopath. So, I mean, he did fucking be like, go fuck up this entire fucking group of people because you're not the king. Go baby rage at them. And his father was all reasonable at first, and then she was like, fucking, no, you need to be king. I don't know. It was a show. I didn't really like that much. I didn't hate that much, but it was like, kind of whatever. Not a fan.
Alright, whatever. Move on.
Cool. It's my show again. Sasaki to Miyano, the boys' love show.
So it's actually pretty highly rated.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was a good boys' love episode. It was so like there's like the two guys, right? And there's like the older guy and then the younger guy. And the younger guy likes reading boys' love manga. And he like kind of has like a kind of a chance encounter with the other guy, and then they start like kind of becoming friends. And then the older guy's like, hey, you like manga, right? Give me something to read. And he's like, well, what kind of manga do you like? He's like, no, what manga do you like? Like, I want to read manga because I want to see what you like. And so he recommends him a boys love manga. And then the other guy starts really liking it. And the older guy very clearly wants to bang the shit out of his little twink kohai. Because like he'll keep saying things or like poking it at the younger guy. And then every time he does something, he's like, oh my God, he's so cute. And the younger guy's just fucking doesn't even get it. And he's like all sensitive because he has some like girlish features to his face. It was good. It was good. It was like a cute little romance. I don't know. It definitely was better than that one gay show I watched last season where it was like the supernatural thing and he was like biting his neck and shit. This one was it was good. It was fun. Was not the gayest show that I watched this season though.
That's what I was wondering. Like, what the hell?
Okay. Yeah. No, we'll get there. You'll be fucking blown away when I talk about this show. It's so fucking giga-brained. I can't believe it. But Sasaki to Miyano was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know what more I'd say. I don't think I'll keep watching it. But of all of the gay shows I've seen so far, this is probably the one that I would be most willing to keep watching.
Or recommend, or,
outside of the gayer show that I'll get to, because that show's actually just phenomenal.
Okay, what? I'm like looking at the shows coming out. I don't even know which one.
You won't know. Don't look. Don't spoil yourself. I'll explain.
I can't tell you which one it is. That's a problem.
You'll know. It's exciting.
Right. Anyway, I'm up next. Tribe 9, which is the show that I wish I could have recommended for you guys to watch. But unfortunately, it wasn't that. The first episode wasn't as good as I was hoping. I will probably at least see, this show is like, I would have dropped it, and in fact some of the other shows I've dropped I would have been more likely to. The only reason I haven't dropped Tribe 9 is because it's by Kazutaka Kodaka, and it's like I'm thinking. So part of my brain is like
character designs.
Yeah, it's there. Same character designer as Danganronpa. Like I just watched Akudama Drive, which aired previously, which was really good. So that show was in my brain of like, okay, so it's not just Danganronpa. Like he's also worked on an anime that I thought was really interesting and good. I made a video on it. And if Tribe 9's first episode was basically Akudama Drive's first episode, I would have fucking recommended the show, and you guys fucking watch it in a heartbeat. It's a sports anime.
I'm actually probably going to watch this.
Yeah, where basically delinquents got too out of control, so the government says, okay, you have to resolve your conflicts through extreme baseball.
Oh, it's a delinquent series as well.
Yeah, where you like they use like super science like baseball bats and catcher's mitts and hitting a baseball involves like shooting it like over skyscrapers and shit. I'm pretty sure the main character ends the episode by like destroying part of the like a big tower with a baseball. And, it's so the premise is really, like, out there, and maybe there'll be some neat stuff with that. Like, the first episode, it was just, like, it was fine. Like, it doesn't look as, I wouldn't say it's, like, as good visually as Akudama Drive was, so I was a little disappointed in that factor. There was, like, a whole thing where there's, like, a little twink boy, and they gotta give him confidence, or he has to get confidence to, like, you know, have the willingness, the courage to swing the bat, basically. You know, yeah, it's like, it was fine, I guess. I guess it was my biggest disappointment of the season just because I was hoping it for, I didn't, like, love Akudama Drive. Like, I gave it, like, a 7, like, a strong 7, right? So Tribe 9 didn't have to, like, blow me away, but it was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I watched it. It was kind of silly and goofy. The girl is cute, I guess, the one...
Yeah, you're already selling me on this more than I was sold on the episode of the show I fucking watched.
The soundtrack, I guess, I thought was kind of neat, but, I don't know, it's like, it's more... I'm gonna watch at least one more episode and decide if I don't know, we'll see what happens, but, yeah, and if, especially if I, like... Because, see, the other thing with Akudama Drive is, like, I like the first half, but the second half is really where it started to, like, keep getting better and better. So maybe with Tribe 9, maybe the second half will just be so fucking insane and wild that'll be really good. But the first episode didn't, like, sell me, I guess. So, maybe. But yeah, that was it. God damn it, I also had the next show. Sabikui Bisco. So this show is another one that I dropped that I actually think I can recommend, though, or at least because it's a light novel adaptation, so I feel like watching, because, like, you know, people say, like, oh, you could drop the first, 3-episode rule, just watch out the first. I don't think having one dedicated rule is necessarily the best idea. Like, for a manga is another good example, because, like, I really don't think that, like, the weakest parts of the manga are usually earlier on, right? Like, in a lot of cases, but, so for a light novel adaptation, I think it's perfectly fine to, like, watch until the end of the first novel, just because, like, that novel is meant to be a kind of a complete thing, in a sense, even though light novels are also part of a big, long, ongoing story. So the first episode, I don't know, maybe it just didn't, like, maybe watching more of it would have better, like, given me an idea of what the series is. Basically, it's post-apocalyptic. There's a rust disease going around and killing people. Basically, it's everywhere is just shit. There's a death cult who is, like, that's urging people to kill themselves or die, so that, which I guess would also, the Insidious thing I'm presuming there is that, like, less people means more resources for the ones who are still alive. And then I guess there's two main characters. One of them is, like, a criminal with a bounty who is spreading these mushrooms everywhere, and apparently, like, mushrooms are, like, poisonous or just general, like, they're seen very negatively at like, like, once mushrooms start appearing in town, everyone's, like, fucking horrified and shit. Then there's a doctor who is trying to cure the rust sickness, and he's even, like, illegally buying the mushrooms so that he can, like, use them for experiments to try and find a cure.
Is the doctor this cool red-haired man?
No, that's the mushroom terrorist guy. The doctor has blue hair. And yeah, they're basically the two main characters. Apparently I heard it described, like, so from someone who's actually read the light novel, it's like, or I think Frog-kun was tweeting about how, like, she was going to make a little list of, like, light novels that have, like, a shonen kind of feel to them. And I can kind of see that from the first episode, where it's like, if you like shonen, then maybe try these light novels. And apparently, like, it's dense, relatively speaking, for light novels. Basically it's like everyone else I've heard talk about it, or basically just Frog-kun, has seen more positive on it, where I'm just watching the first episode. I was like, I don't want to pick up another fucking seasonal. And the first episode didn't, like it wasn't Sono, Dress Up Darling, where it's like, I need to watch all of this, right? So, maybe, like, if it aired last season, I might have watched it, but, it didn't. So, I just don't feel like watching more of it, unless maybe I hear some really cool things about it. Yeah, I just wasn't super interested in it. It was fine. I probably, maybe check it out, but, yeah.
Its rating actually went up from the last time I saw it. I remember it being, like, kind of low, but now it's, like, decent.
Who
I guess
had,
people liked it.
I think this is Nun's last show. Gensou Sangokushi Tengen Reishinki?
Yeah. This was the worst show I had because it was like fucking, I don't know, a lot of stuff was happening. It didn't really like set up much well because it had so much going on. Like it dumped like how a bunch of people have like this miasma because like it comes from their regrets and also just like negative emotions where they just get taken over by like demons and stuff because of it. There's also this like weird little girl who I forget what her name was, but she's like like an actual historical Chinese name. I just don't remember what it was. And she can like eat the miasma. For some reason they were like looking for her and kind of knew her, like the main guy and like this girl. It turns into Balan Wonderworld where there's this farmer who like he got like fucked by like a bunch of people who like destroyed his shit and nobody was gonna like help him, so he got all angry and miasma surrounded him and like they captured him and they kind of weakened him a little bit. So the main guy Talk no Jutsu's him and like he tells him about he dumps his backstory on him about like his family died, like not his family, his two parents died, and he's been through a lot, and he was like that, and he says how they have to keep fighting because they shouldn't let it all be for nothing, because this guy, by being taken over by miasma, is just kind of letting what happened to him be for nothing and let all the bad things happen to him. Just, you know, it's not really solving anything to be lashing out like this, and it almost works, but what the fuck happened? I forget. I don't even remember what happened. Something happened that made it like not work. And they have having to fight him again. And the little girl just like shoots her hand through his stomach. Does he die? I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if the episode made it clear that he died or not. But I mean, he might be just dead now. And it almost worked too, because the guy was like, you know, he was waking up against it, and somebody fucked up something. So they ended up having to just like defeat him instead of being able to talk no jutsu him. And I don't know. It was just, there was like a lot of exposition about multiple different things, like the main character's backstory, the miasma thing, the war that they're fighting. Like the episode just starts off in a battle.
Yeah, it says it takes place during the Three Kingdoms period in China, which is, you know, obviously Romance in Three Kingdoms is really important, like literary work. So I feel like it's the kind of thing that if you have like more historical context, maybe you have a bit more of a foot in the door as regards to like understanding what the fuck's happening, maybe. So, you know, even though obviously like it also says it's a game adaptation, so, you know, you're describing some like, you know, fantasy shit that obviously wouldn't have been there in reality. So as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't know. The characters just, I did not care for a single one of them. Even though it was funny to say that the guy talked no jutsu to the other guy, because he literally was doing that. I don't know. It was very easy.
Oh, the rating is low. Okay, the rating is low, yeah.
It was not easy to follow based on what was happening in the first episode. I did speed it up. I mean, that could be. I mean, obviously, it did take effect because I was speeding it up, and so like a bunch of exposition plus speed up is like, you know, yeah. But I did not have a good time. It was the first show. Like I didn't watch this. I didn't watch my seasonals in the order that we're talking about them now, but it was the first show that I just straight up marked as dropped. Whereas like other ones, like I will probably drop them because I don't feel like keeping up. But it's not like an instant drop.
Right. It's more like you watch it. Well, because like it especially makes sense that if you like start watching it and then you like wait a little while and you see how you feel later, right? Like as if you think about back to the first episode after a few days.
I'm going to consider if I'll continue or read it or do something. Like I'm at least going to think about it a little bit. This one is just like, no, I'm dropping this.
Right, like for Ninjala, you probably, even if you like the first episode, you know, you probably wouldn't feel like watching it now, right? Ninjala episode 2 or something, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mark that one as dropped. I think it was just this one that was marked dropped and like one other thing maybe. I'm not seeing it right now, whatever Oh, it was your show, the fucking Rose King.
Oh.
Did I mark it dropped?
I'm watching it, fuck you guys.
Those are the two shows that I marked as dropped.
All right. Is it my turn to do 3 in a row?
Yeah, I think you have 3. Well, because it's like it was very like back heavy or front heavy for Nun, and now it's back heavy for Vindy. But yeah.
So the Genius Prince's Rise, whatever. Boring. I don't care.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
It reminded me so much actually of Realist Hero, kind of, and like some like the way
Which
like
came
it kind of is.
First, I wonder.
But the big difference is like Realist Hero, he's like saving things, and this guy he like the kingdom's fucked, and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Kingdom's fucked. I'm gonna fucking sell it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And so he's trying to like kind of fuck it, and by trying to send it more and more to ruin, it keeps doing better. So he's like getting really lucky or unlucky almost, but like lucky. I don't know.
That makes sense, because all I know about the show is I heard someone describe it as like suffering from success, and so like basically like he's trying to lose and he keeps winning, but he doesn't want to, so he's suffering from his accidental successes.
But
okay,
I am not a fan of this isekai type where it's like, oh, it's an isekai where
economy focused instead of what adventure focused or whatever, right?
No, where like it's based in like the throne rooms. And,
the politics. Like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, where it's like more politics and like we're doing ideas to try to like save the kids. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to sit here and watch isekai politics. And they always have like 1 or 2 cute girls. It's like cool. There's 1 or 2 cute girls, but it's not enough for me. So I really have nothing to say. Okay, the next one is I don't even know how to describe this. So Kenja no Denshi. So like it's like a VR MMO, and I don't know, like the way it explains is like not many people are mages because I guess, you know, like it's more profitable time wise to be a warrior, right, than it is to be a mage. But there's one kingdom where all the mages live, and there's one guy who's very clearly just cosplaying as Gandalf. And they talk a little bit about like some of the outside of the MMO stuff, but I think a lot of times MMOs can kind of I don't know, like sometimes like VR MMO shows can just like, I feel like they don't fully take advantage of the fact that it is a VR MMO, if that makes sense. Like I think SAO does a great job of, but it's fine. So then he's like Gandalf and he's fucking whatever. He's like cool and shit, I guess. I don't know. And then this show is also boring. And then he buys like an item to like change his appearance, and then he wakes up and he's no longer this old wizard. He's like a cute girl. And then the episode ends. And so like most of the episode is just like setting up who like this main character is when he was like Gandalf. So I'm sure the next episode is when things get like start to make a little bit more sense or whatever. But I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen from there. The one part that I did think was funny was he went to go take out a bunch of goblins, and he has like summoning magic. So he like summoned his own army. But summoning his own army in this VR MMO wasn't enough. He then had to summon in an angel to sing idol music while the armies fought. And that was pretty funny. Because, like, they're there, is like, this, he said, like, something like, this doesn't set the tone. And he fucking, like, slaps his dick, and this fucking angel comes out and starts singing idol music while these armies fight. And that was funny. That was actually really funny. So that was like, actually all I have to say about this show.
Sad.
Unfortunate.
Now comes the one show I do think I'm going to watch another episode of, most likely. All right? This might be the greatest premise for a show I've ever seen in my life, okay? 2 30-year-old guys, all right? They're like 32. Best friends, all right? One of them, attractive, handsome, athletic, cool, smart, successful. Women fawn over him. Him hates women. Thinks they're all fucking conniving, evil witches, right? There's a line later on in the episode where he says, and I quote, "Do you really think I'd ever praise a woman's appearance?" The ultimate Sigma male. Okay, all he cares about is his best friend. He describes at one point his best friend is his oasis. The only person he can count on. The only person who can be there for him. Best friend makes him go to his best friend's this like 30-year-old guy as well. He's kind of a nobody, right? So they're out at this like mixer thing. And like nobody really cares about him. They're all like with his best friend, so he gets really drunk and he's like all bemoaning girls don't like me because I'm always next to you, and every girl I've ever liked has like been in love with you, yada yada yada. Well, then this goddess comes, boom, isekai, all right? But here's the twist. Now The guy, not the super attractive cool guy, the other one is a cute anime girl. She's a cute blonde anime girl. And then there was maybe a curse, maybe not. We don't know. It's up in the air whether or not it's a curse. But a curse was placed on the two of them that made them find the other one extremely attractive. So, and there's a narrator that says it is a rom-com. So it is two best friends, one of which is now turned into a hot blonde anime girl.
The other's a misogynist.
Is a misogynist. And they're falling in love with each other. And it's just phenomenal. It's just peak, like it literally, there's just like this like 2-minute long stretch where the one who got turned into the girl is like, okay, so I think we were cursed to fall in love with each other, but I don't know if he thinks I'm cuter. He's being cursed to fall in love with me. And in case we are being cursed to fall in love with each other, in case like, what if he isn't and I am, or neither of us were and I'm just going crazy, I can't say, hey, were you cursed to fall in love with me? Because then I give myself away that I'm starting to, feel something for him. So he's like trying to fuck with the guy, and then the other guy is trying to like show that everything's okay and like kind of make a joke of the whole situation, but that ends up like that leads to him being like this super like dependable cool guy. So then the guy that got turned into a girl is like falling for him even more, and then she's being like a cute like girl, he's liking her, and so it's just great. It's amazing. I mean, it's literally two best friends where one gets turned into a hot girl and then they're definitely gonna bang, and I'm here for it. Especially because the main girl is really cute. So
neat.
I will watch that at some point.
I'm a little interested. I don't know if I'll watch it, but
it was Pog. That was the gay show.
Interested. Yeah, no, it's like, yeah. All right, so I got Koroshi Ai. So basically, how the episode starts is there's a sort of like gang member, kind of dude called Song. He gets attacked by some people, cops looking to bust him basically, and one of them is a lady, and he, defeats her. He's like, "Damn, you're kind of hot. I don't get to meet a lot of people in my profession." So she's basically like, she's working, to capture bounties basically. And now one of her attempted bounties is like deeply in love with her and won't leave her the fuck alone. So like she's literally like going after a target, and he gets the target first and then like keeps him away so that like, I'll give you your target if you go on a date with me. So he's basically being a creepy fucker. She wants nothing to do with it, but like, she's kind of being like, it's a josei manga. So adapted from josei manga, so it's like, okay. Yeah, kind of weird, I guess, in that way. And I mean, it seems like the reason that he seems to like her is because she's honest, like she's pretty open about like hating him, basically, where he's used to like people lying to him and shit. Like there's one scene where he's like, in bed with a hooker of some sort, and she basically was colluding with some people to like he's got a bounty on his head, right? So and he deals with it, and he's like, no. I'm not gonna keep watching it. It's, I guess how I was thinking about it is because I also like, because I'm still watching Platinum End, because I, in both cases, like I could have just like watched or stopped watching the anime and reading the manga, but last season I decided to watch a lot of seasonals, and this season I don't want to watch all the seasonals, so that's literally the only reason. Because I don't know, it's kind of a weird romance thing. I'm not uninterested in it, and so yeah, that's it.
Pog, this was another seasonal. I think we all agree Craft Store fucking lost.
No, actually, real quick. Oh, yeah, I was going to mention Raimen's Club I also got drafted, but it hasn't aired yet because it got pushed back a week. So when we did the draft, it said it was going to be the third, like the 23rd, and now says the first episode is airing on the 30th, and it is the 25th. So I would have watched it if it had come out, but it hasn't. So yeah, I lost, but I also kind of purposefully lost because now I don't have to watch a lot of seasonal shows.
Still no.
That said, fuck you guys. I was pleasantly surprised by Rose King. I was disappointed by Tribe 9. What about you guys? Or who won? I feel like Vindy won because he got Sono Bisque Doll, which was like, a show we all were interested in.
Yeah, I FP'd it.
You have the Boys Love show, which seems good. The Fantasy V Shoujo, which seems good. You the Toku
Kaijin
show.
Kaihatsu was good. And then the other shows I had were not. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it was probably me just because like Sono Bisque, I still stand by was probably the best show that we watched. Sasaki no Miyano was pretty enjoyable. Fantasy V Shoujo was fucking funny. Probably me actually.
So yeah, biggest surprise for you guys?
Probably Hakozume, just because I literally did not expect anything from it, but it was actually pretty good.
Fantasy V Shoujo. I didn't know what it was about, so just watching it and just being
sorry,
just realizing what I was in for was definitely my big surprise. What, King?
Tokyo 24Q might be the bigger surprise, maybe. Especially because it was like, I saw it so long. It's like, fuck, I don't want to watch this. And then I got really into it.
No, yeah, it sounds like the way you talk about it's like, I might actually watch this. Like, yeah, it's, cool. Biggest disappointment, if you had anything?
No.
I would say Gensou Sangokushi. I didn't expect anything, but it was really bad, so I'm going to still call it my disappointment.
Yeah, and I
literally has Talk No Jutsu in it, but it's still not entertaining, so...
Unfortunate. But yeah, I still have, or for me, it's still Tribe 9, which, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good, but not from the first episode. I didn't care for it, so... Alright, I guess that about covers the Weeb Club seasonal?
Bye.
Yeah, alright, see you next season for more discussion.
No.